Okay, redistribution is an idea falling under the broader concept of distributive justice. Distributive justice concerns the distribution of benefits and burdens in a society. Benefits like income and wealth, material goods, more abstract things like rights, opportunities, capabilities and so on. And on the other hand, economic burdens like economic costs, unpleasant and dangerous jobs and so on. Governments, organisations or individuals may engage in redistributive justice in a society. For example, when wealthier individuals donate money to charity to help the needy, this is often motivated by the thought that it's unfair that the needy suffer the burdens they do, while others are much better off. Government has a clear role in redistribution of benefits and burdens in society through policies such as taxation, providing public goods and services, and laws allowing or prohibiting contracts. For example, in European countries it's legal to sell labour within certain limits, but not to sell human organs. Well, this raises the question, what's a fair or a just distribution of benefits and burdens in a society? What kind of redistributive policies should governments endorse? Benefits, like profits and salaries, provide incentives for productive economic activity. So governments permit unequal distribution of benefits, an unequal division of the pie, as it were, in order to make the pie bigger for everyone. One prominent theory of justice, utilitarianism, we might say it's a pie-growing theory, says that benefits and burdens should be distributed in a way that maximises the overall sum of welfare within a society, without any reference to differences between individuals. On the utilitarian view, it would be just to distribute benefits such as wealth or access to opportunity to the already privileged, able-bodied and wealthy, if they can more efficiently convert these benefits into increased welfare than others could. And this remains true even if they keep all the increased welfare for themselves and spread none of it to the worse-off members of society. Is the utilitarian society necessarily just and fair? The so-called egalitarian critics of utilitarianism don't think so. But note that you don't have to be a communist to be an egalitarian. The influential liberal political philosopher John Rawls propounded principles for an egalitarian theory of distributive justice that he arrived at using what he called the veil of ignorance. Rawls noticed that society is a cooperative system that produces lots of benefits. Now, suppose before we came together as members of society, we'd held a meeting to try to agree on a set of principles for the distribution of the benefits our future society would generate. Since we're all at least a little bit self-interested and we have conflicting interests, it might be hard to reach agreement. But now suppose, Rawls says, that an imaginary veil of ignorance obscures from me any knowledge of my individual talents, my needs, my abilities, my future position in society and so on. Then, even if I were a self-interested chooser, I'd be forced to choose impartially without reference to my own selfish interests. Rawls argues that if I were choosing from behind the veil of ignorance, what I'd try to do, rationally, would be to aim to ensure that the very worst position I might find myself in the future society, would be as good as possible. I'd want to maximise the minimum. This imaginary choice situation then leads Rawls to his so-called maxi-min, or difference principle, the view that inequalities are just only to the extent that they serve to benefit the worst off in society. By paying talented people a bit more, society might be able to motivate them to work harder. And if this means that the size of the pie is increased, and that even the worst off in society benefit, then Rawls reasons that this is in everyone's interest, and so it's just. But if the size of the pie isn't increased, and the fortunate just take a greater share of the pie for themselves, then that would be a distributive inequality that is unjust.